Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Egld. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. So we have the exact same Fibonacci retracement on the chart with the swing high in November 2021 and the swing low in June 2021. We retraced all the way down below the first fib level, the swing low, and we didn't get down to our minimal target, which was the 1.272 Fibonacci retracement at $28.50. We went as low as $32.40. From there, we had a straight move to the upside, and right now, if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, there is going to be a link down below in the description that's going to take you to a video where I explain exactly how you can use the Fib retracement to set up targets for the future or for the potential pullbacks that we might have and for the next bull market. So taking a look at the smaller Fib that we have here, so this is a different one. We have a swing low in December last year, just a couple months ago, and the swing high at the start of December last year. And we have the 1.618 at $58.50. We were targeting that in the last video. Since then, we did get to the 1.414 Fib retracement at $54.30. So that was a good area to take some profits potentially. Right now, you're already down 11%. But what I would be looking for is a retracement all the way down to the 55 EMA on the daily chart. That would be a nice entry point, as well as you have this yellow support trend line at $48.87. That is a pretty important trend line, as that was our support back in September last year, and that was our resistance back in November and December last year. So once we broke above it here, I want to see a nice healthy back test of support. Once that happens, I think we might see a stronger boost to the upside, taking us to the 1.618 target at $58.44 finally. So obviously the important thing here is we don't want to be losing this swing low that we just created in January and December. So if we do that, that's going to be very negative, as we're going to be continuing the downtrend. Lower highs and constantly printing lower lows. So we don't want to see that. So what we want to see is we want to see the November and the August highs broken for Elrond. Some of the altcoins, or Multiverse X I should say, some of the altcoins have already gone above, way above the August high, and we're still below the November high, which is typically lower for every altcoin in 2022. So you have the August high, you have the November high, and right now you're having the February high. But we don't want to be below the November high, as that's still going to be considered a lower high, and from there we might see a stronger pullback. Anywhere below $45 really is a very good entry point into Egld, in my opinion. I do have a nice position there. I might dark cost average in more. If we dip back down to $40, I might put in and get a couple of more coins. Obviously, all of that will be shared on Patreon. The link is down below in the description. Taking a look at the daily RSI, we obviously had this nice bounce from the yellow support trend line, and maybe once we're going to be coming back down for another retracement, we could see the exact same thing play out. However, I would be looking for entries around this yellow support block that we have. Multiple bounces from that area back in 2022. We had a pullback below it in November, back test of resistance, and then a break to the upside. We failed to hold it as support, and then we had this breakout here in January. But you can see that we had sort of a back test of support, but not really. I wouldn't consider that a back test of support. So I would be looking for another move back down here. As you can see, we're very overextended up near the RSI of 70. So we want to see a healthy retracement. And the purple support blocks down below here, or the support block, I should say, anywhere between 25 and 20.8 on the RSI is a very good entry point, as every single time we entered that, we saw a very strong move to the upside. For example, January 2022, May 2022, May 2022 again, June 2022, November 2022, and here December 2022. This was an incredible buying opportunity for anyone looking to get into Egld, and I was buying in here at these prices as well. for Elrond. So that is what I have for the daily chart. If we're looking long term for resistance levels, we have the 786 at $88.23. We have the golden ratio at $130, and we have the 0.5 at $171. So I wouldn't be waiting for the all-time high prices necessarily, okay? Because that would be quite the bullish scenario for Elrond. What we want to see is we want to see a healthy retracement, we want to see a healthy continuation of the trend, and if, closer to the start of the bull market, we're sitting at $400-ish, I would say there's a good chance we might continue higher up. But for now, I wouldn't really expect the price to go back up to the all-time high, because you really don't want to be you don't want to be a moon boy, really. Okay, so you want to be conservative and you want to know your targets in advance. If you're certain that it's going to get back up to $546, then fine. You can set up your sell orders all the way back up there. But I would probably be taking profits starting at $400, $350. We'll see. But the 0.236 is really what the first target could be. What I'm going to be doing is I'll lay this fib retracement here with a target all the way back up there. Look at this, $698. So that could be our target for the next bull market, with the swing low in January this year and the swing high in March last year. That's going to be a nice area for us to start taking some profit. So as you can see, the 1.272 is $362, 1.414 is $474, and the 1.618 is $698.44. So these extension levels are very important, and that's exactly what I'm going to be targeting in the next bull market if this is indeed our bear market low. So if this low gets shifted back down, then obviously we're going to have to set a new Fibonacci retracement. So that's all cool and dandy, obviously, but let's focus on what's going on right now, and let's dollar cost average whenever we can. And also let's switch over to the Binance weekly chart. Taking a look at the weekly chart on Binance, so not a lot of developments here. We're holding above the 20 EMA. That's a major sign, of course. If we hold that as support and we continue up, that's going to be very bullish. So the 20 EMA on the weekly is a good entry. The support block that we have here from 45.4 down to 34.9, that's going to be a nice support block for us to potentially dollar cost average in. If we do see a move back down here, that's going to be a nice area to set some buy limit orders, potentially get filled if we see a strong capitulation. I'm not expecting any strong capitulations in the near future. However, black swan events creep up out of nowhere. So you want to be ready with cash at all times to buy the dip. You might see the Egld token go down to $25, $20. Imagine it does that for a brief period of time and you don't have any money to buy into the token while you were buying up here at $60. That's going to be a shame, because you could dollar cost average in at these areas, and you're going to bring your average buy-in price so much lower. So just have some spare cash for those situations, because believe it or not, these black swan events are going to be happening one way or the other. We're going to be getting affected by the world news and the S&P 500 as well. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, you can see that we're breaking above this resistance block. We had a nice back test of support here. Break, back test, move to the upside. So I would be looking at entries anywhere below 42 on the RSI. That's what I would be doing here. But for me, right now, I do have a good position with Egld, so I'm not going to be buying any more at these prices. But if we do continue higher, or lower, I should say, I'm definitely going to be increasing my position. So that's pretty much everything that we have here for Elrond. Like I said, not a lot of developments. I do think we're going to be seeing a pullback sometime in the near future. If we go to the volume indicator, as you can see, last week was very strong in terms of volume. So people are buying into this thing. So this thing is getting a lot of buy-ins. So that's a very, very strong sign for me, because If we don't see those big candles, those big volume candles, that means people aren't interested in the project. But for Elrond, if we continue in this way, then obviously the previous all-time high is going to be just a question of time. So thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important, let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon linked down below. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.